What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com. It's 2021 now. You know what that means. Zicky Dice is a free agent. It's official. He's a free agent. He looked very excited. He's got a lot going on, even though he's a free agent. Of course, he's on Twitch. He got a lot of projects. But Zicky, free agency, how's it feel?
Listen, Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful.com. A lot of people have been asking Zicky, what is next? What's the first thing you're going to do as a free agent? And here we are with the most outlandish interview of the year. 2021, Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful.com. It is the year of the lizard. And a lot of people are probably asking themselves, what the hell is Zicky talking about? This is where the takeover officially begins. Take the chains off. I am now free, the hottest free agent in all of entertainment. And Sean, I say entertainment because outlandish Zicky Dice, what has he done during the quarantine? I'm going to show you right here. Pivot, baby. Here it is. One more time. A little pivot right there. I took the ceiling off. Forget the little niche that is professional wrestling. You know, you guys can have it. Take your professional wrestling. Zicky Dice is taking over entertainment, and that starts right here, right now. And guess what? Hold on. I don't remember signing any NDA or anything, so I think it's a free game, Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful.com.
So I assume that's in relation to the NWA, which you are now free contractually from.
Oh, we are going to dive in deep here today. We're going to dive in deep. We're going to get all the clickbait, okay? We're going to get all the scoops. I hope you're going to open up your own ice cream shop by the time we're done with this. Zicky's giving you scoops.
In this economy even, I really appreciate it. I do appreciate it. So you're free from the NWA. As of a couple months ago, you were NWA television champion. So, I mean, obviously the pandemic affected things greatly for the NWA, as did a few other things. So there hasn't been that steady stream of content. I had heard in the summer that there were a lot of people that were trying to get out of their deals. Were you among those? I'll
be honest with you. Let me start off by saying something before things get miscued. A lot of people listening and watching right now, some words I may say might tear their thin skin right off the bat. So I want to clear the air and say this. Outlandish Zicky Dice was forever grateful for the opportunities that Billy Corgan and the NWA have presented. Very grateful.
Great platform. It's proven to help elevate a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I was very proud to be a part of it. And I was very proud to have won the television championship from Ricky Starks and start my title reign. This was supposed to be my breakout. But before we dive in deep here, let me start off by saying when I was invited to the NWA, deep down, I knew that it was going to be a lily pad for outlandish Zicky Dice. NWA was meant to bounce me to the next stage that I wanted, the bigger stage that I feel that I deserve, where I can really let my wings go and see the full potential of outlandish Zicky Dice. And we had talked once before, wrestled for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Billy Corgan saw me there, invited me to the first set of tapings in December of 2019. And then that led to me winning the championship in January, and where I was then offered a contract. I was told that I would be offered something that I was happy and comfortable with, and I was like, okay, this is good. Then it comes to find out I was offered $250 a month as television champion. I turned that contract down. No disrespect, no offense, but I'm good. I don't need to sell outlandish Zicky Dice for $250 a month. Turned that down, got a call from Billy Corgan, and we raised it up a little bit more during the pandemic. Zicky, if you move to Atlanta, we'll pay you more. Zicky, if people turn down their contracts, we'll pay you more. Zicky, if you over-deliver, we'll pay you more. These are all things that I heard. And what did I do? I got my own camera crew. I got a guy that can write jingles, that's released platinum records. I've been taking over entertainment. So what did I do? I over-delivered every single time. Go ahead and look back at those Carney Land episodes. Look at the quality of the content that I sent in. Look at how clear, the high resolution, the editing. That was all done here. All done here. So I over-delivered. I made sure because I wanted to take the brand to the next level. And to circle around, I started seeing a lot of empty promises and a lot of true colors coming out. it started changing the way I looked at the brand and my job. So there was an email that was sent out, and I know you had reached out to me about this comment before, and my reply was outlandish. I did not speak on a single word of this for the last 9 months. I didn't say a damn thing. I said,
I tried.
Quiet. You did try.
Yes.
You tried. Zip quiet. So there was an email sent out. I was like, hey, if anyone doesn't believe in the vision moving forward, speak up. So I raised my hand. I said, listen, with all due respect, as your television champion, I'm willing to do work. I'm willing to do another season. I will go and wrestle at AEW or one of these other stages. And which is baffling to me as a television champion. I didn't even get to defend on YouTube. I didn't get to do any of that. You didn't see outlandish Zicky Dice on TNT on Wednesday nights when his coworkers were up there. You didn't see any of that. Shit. They didn't even post about my birthday, Sean Ross. Post about everybody else's birthday except for outlandish Zicky Dice. The NWA did not wish me a happy birthday this year. And how do you think that makes me feel? It hurts my little itty bitty feelings sometimes. But, as a wise man once said, if you're going to sign on the dotted line, don't be about it, And I did. I signed on the dotted line, and I continued to over deliver and try and make the best out of what I was given. So after asking for my release, when I was told that it wouldn't be taken personal, it was taken personal. And I saw a little bit of backlash from that. I had reached out to Mr. Corrigan twice about trying to get on the phone together, and I never heard back from him. And that was 6-7 months ago. So here we are, free agent, ready to take over professional wrestling and entertainment as a whole.
So have you spoken to Billy Corgan at all since asking for your release?
There was a few back and forth about he wanted to know why. He wouldn't take it personal. I let him know I was uncomfortable with some of the stuff that had happened at NWA, which caused someone to higher up leave the company.
Sure.
And that kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable and uneasy. And then there was some other just bullshit locker room politics. And I'm an easygoing guy, Sean. I have very few enemies. And if they don't like me, it's probably because I'm doing something right. And I found that right off the bat from one of the big fish in the company. And
Tim Storm.
Good luck, Tim. Great guy.
He is a great guy.
Very good guy. And I saw some of that. So I knew going in and I made an impact in NWA right off the bat. You can go back and watch the very first episode of Power. I come out, there's murmurs. I remember hearing people, who is this? And by the end, I had everyone booing me by the end of the match. Go ahead and watch it back. I was able to take control of the masses. And some people didn't like that. Some people thought that I came into NWA like I owned the place or that I was some big shot. No, I just came and do what I do best, and that's entertain and grab the attention, steal the attention from the room. So that led to, I didn't hear back from Billy, but then I see some of these big dirt sheets with these fabricated stories about how outlandish Zicky Dice had major locker room heat backstage. And it seems like somebody was trying to sabotage my career. I don't know what's causing all this. All this. I don't know what could have caused something like that, but I feel like someone was trying to sabotage me from behind from moving on what's next, because I didn't have heat with anybody.
Trevor Murdoch.
Except for one person I butted heads with. And that was that. So
care to say who that was? I mean,
the champ, baby. The champ.
Nick Aldis.
Oh, the champ. Yeah.
So what went down there? If you don't mind saying, if you'd rather keep it between you two, that's fine. But is that specifically what happened? Like he thought that you came in.
Well, that's what I had heard from a few birdies, that I came in like I owned the place, and he had reached out a few days before the championship match aired, and he said, "Hey, are you free to talk?" And I said, "Yes, here's my phone number." He didn't call. After 45 minutes of myself pinning Ricky Starks and winning the championship, I received a novel in my direct messages about him going off on me and how I'm a effing embarrassment because I swiveled my hips too long before doing the finish, and I'm too jokey and blah, 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 blah. So I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you? Let me know next time. Can I talk to you before matches?" I tucked my tail. I'm going to be honest with you. And then I find out that he texts his buddy saying, "Oh, I just let Zicky Dice have it." So I was like, all right. We're playing a game now. So that was that. Let that go. And then that led into a little cameo debacle. And that led us to us butting heads again. But in the 5+ years that I've been doing the Sean Ross from Fightful.com, I've never really butted heads with anyone in any locker room. And to be honest with you, I've had just about every NWA talent on my Twitch stream, and I don't know why they would do that if we had any heat together. So I just wanted to clear the air there. As you can see, I'm a free agent now, so obviously I wasn't released from any contract. I was under contract. NWA rolled over my contract in September until December 31st at the stroke of midnight.
Those were they constructed like that because of seasons, because they had seasons set up for like every 3 months or something?
I think we weren't sure what was going on. And to be honest with you, I don't think anybody was. There was a lot of talent that was left in the dark and a lot of talent that was unhappy at the NWA. And, partnered up with Primetime Live. And I almost released my first musical, Sean Ross, at Fightful.com, which was going to be called Zicky Dice on Ice, because I heard, because of my decisions, that I needed to be put on ice and I needed to cool down because I was ungrateful, or I thought I expected more. No, it's not about that. All I wanted was a company who believed in the Zicky Dice brand as much as I do. And I wouldn't say that's what I need, but that's the help that could have gotten me to the next step. So what I did is I continued to make content and I continued to create on my own. And that's led to a Twitch takeover and other. Go ahead and look at everything I've done in the last few months. I haven't skipped a beat. Landing a weekly front page stream on Twitch. Last week, my front page stream had over 150,000 people in the show. And then which that led to me landing a game show. I'm a game show host on Twitch now. Sean Ross from Fightful.com. I host a game show called Hive Mind on Twitch, which had 750,000 plus live viewers in our very first show. So, I mean, the world is my oyster.
So, my gosh, there's so much to get into and so much right there. Let's go to the UWN stuff, because when that got announced, I figured, okay, if anything, that's being set up to get titles off of people that need titles off of them. So I would assume that if I'm sitting here assuming that, you're pretty sure that you're going to drop that television title.
Oh, I knew. I knew that's where it would go down off the bat. Someone had reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you have the television title?" I said, "No, I don't." Last I knew, Liver Lips had it. That's all I'll refer to him as. Liver Lip.
I'm sorry, that reference is lost on me.
Oh, Liver Lips was the one who was had to walk away from the top of the office.
Oh, okay. Sorry about
that. So last I knew, Liver Lips had the title, and they didn't own the artwork, so they're like, "Oh, there's no belt." So when me and Effie tagged together at Primetime, there was no title to walk out with. Okay. So then that leads up to myself and Pope, and they still don't have a title for us. Dave Marquez, shout out to him, went and hunted down a red replica title that was torn apart and not the best, and that's what we use. It's little stuff like that was like, dude, you know what I mean? Dude. And rewinding to what I was saying before, I was very proud to be television champion. I never got to walk out to a crowd with my championship or have the title reign that I deserved. So, I did business. I didn't complain about a damn thing, not a damn thing in the last few months. And I'm very grateful that Billy Corgan and Lightning One and the NWA was able to give me a little paycheck each month to just let me chill and relax. And, they were willing to grant my release. And then I was sent this long NDA that basically said, because I had to lawyer up then, which basically said, if I say anything about the NWA, the friends and family of NWA for the rest of my life, they can come back and sue me for it. So I refused to sign that, and I sat quiet, and here we are, free bird, ready to sing like a canary. But I'm only telling, and listen, I'm only speaking facts, and this is what happened with me. People are going to take it as they will, but at the same time, I did business. I didn't complain about it, and I made the best out of what I was given. And now I'm ready for the bigger stage. whatever that is. The phone lines are open. I had to turn off the phone just so we could do this interview because they might be calling any second.
Man, there's so much, still so much here. Jeez. First off, you dropped the title to Pope. Was that awkward? How was he to deal with? He's always seemed pretty easy to work with, in my experience with him. Seems like a good dude.
Yeah, Pope's a good dude. Yeah, it was easy to deal with. We made it happen at Primetime Live, and once again, that was Dave Marquez's doing. Dave Marquez fought for me to come and wrestle on that program.
How is your relationship with Dave Marquez? Because I know he's almost synonymous with the NWA for all the work that he's put in there.
Yeah, I got to take my fanny pack off to Dave. A lot of people was it weird working studio wrestling? No, I got all that experience from Dave Marquez at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and it took us a while to actually build a relationship and have conversations. Me and him didn't talk rarely, except for hello, thanks for having me for the first few years of our relationship. But we chat here and there, and we stay up to date with each other. But I respect Dave Marquez.
So ideally, with you as a free agent, where is your destination? Where is your landing point? Do you have a preferred one, or are you just kind of, I don't want to say flying by the seat of your pants, because you've had a lot of time to think about this?
I have had a lot of time to think about this. Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful.com. And what I think is I see myself being all elite. That's the best stage for Outlandish Zicky Dice. And whether they know it or not, I just think I've been posting on the Craigslist misconnections for months now, and they haven't picked up on it. But I think there's a little misconnection there. And I think bringing the knowledge and power and creativity and character and charisma that I have to All Elite and make wrestling and making that outlandish, I think that would be the move. I see myself, what I took pride in the NWA was building this new company coming back. AEW is still very new, and I would love to come in and be able to share my story and create stories at AEW. So that is my number one goal. I've seen some rumors, a lot of people, WWE or NXT or Impact or Ring of Honor, but I truly see myself at AEW, and that is the goal.
So it's interesting you mentioned that, because I noticed that earlier this month you wrestled in Orlando. Seen on your Instagram, some of your stuff is tagged further east now, like Georgia, Florida, places like that. Are you spending more time in the East? Because I know that you were based. Where were you based out of before? Was it?
I was based out of the Suicide Wrestling Island known as California.
There you go.
And what I did there is I got my broomstick. I taped my fanny pack to the end. I filled it up with everything that I had, and I packed up and moved to Georgia. I wanted to be closer to the goal and closer to, I guess, a little bit of more of a wrestling hotbed. And I have to say, the 2 months I've been in Georgia, I don't regret that decision at all. I've seen a lot of growth, as soon as I got here, me and myself and Gallows, we've combined ZDTV and Talk and Shop, and we started creating some content together, and very grateful for that relationship. And we've got a lot of silly things in the works.
He turned into a cartoon during one of our interviews and cursed at
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah, not. Go figure.
Yeah. You never know what to expect with that dude. He's a hoot.
And we've seen a lot of people move away from places like New York and LA during the pandemic. And for a lot of people, it's changed their lives. I don't want to say for the better because of the situation that we're in, but what goes through your mind when you're deciding to make a move like that? Because I know California isn't the most expensive or most inexpensive place to live during a pandemic, especially, but you still had a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, had a lot going on. Planned a wedding during the pandemic, got married, packed up, and moved across country all during the pandemic. There was a lot going on in my mind. We had to postpone our honeymoon. I should be in a pink kimono right now, but naked on the beach. You know what I mean? But here we are. So there was a lot of stress in the last few months, a lot of self-doubt, but I know that I had to continue, and I know that where I was getting too comfortable back in California. So I was like, you know what, it's time to move again. I moved out of California to train at the Black and Brave, stayed out in the Midwest for 3 years, moved back to California for about 2.5 years, and then boom, back out. I knew that, I went and handled the Midwest, went back. Even when I was in California, I was wrestling more out of state than anything else. So I said, you know what, let's pack up and take over a new territory and find a new home base. And I'm very thankful and glad that I made that decision.
You mentioned Black and Brave. Do you keep in touch with either of your trainers, whether it be Seth Rollins or anybody, like while this is going on? Are you asking for advice? Like, hey, what do you think I should do?
Yes, 100%. I keep in contact with Rollins and Merrick Brave often, and I do ask them, some decisions. And, the best advice I got from Rollins is, don't sign anything you're not happy with. And that was my first mistake. I did, but they're always there. And that's a perk of being a graduate of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. I can always, hey, can you review this match? Or, hey, what do you think about this decision? Or should I go here? Should I do this? And also very thankful for that. It's crazy that a lot of people say that I'm ungrateful because I'm thankful for everything, Sean.
Do you think that it's maybe just your approach to things and you being confident in yourself that leads people to believe that?
Zicky writes checks that Nick can't cash. A lot of people, I love to blur the lines. You know what I mean? And people, Zicky does one thing and they assume that that's just the way that I am. But you know what? I'm here to ruffle a little bit of feathers. I'm here to get people talking. And I've learned that outlandish Zicky Dice, I'm going to look right at the camera and say this. This might hurt a lot of people's feelings. Outlandish Zicky Dice is bigger than professional wrestling. And not many people can say that, the character that I can transfer over and bring in people who don't even watch wrestling just to come and watch the content I created. It says a lot because there's not many people that can truly do that. Let the world have their little niche that is professional wrestling. Go ahead and lower the ceiling and compete. Like Effie said yesterday, cannibals can't last long on an island. Go right ahead. But we're taking over entertainment as a whole, baby.
So when you see a lot of names leaving the NWA, we saw Eddie Kingston move on and he joined AEW. Ricky Starks joined AEW. Allison Kay has been released, or I believe her deal expired. I don't want to say release. I don't want to misrepresent that. What's going through your mind as you see that? Royce Isaac's deal also expired.
What goes through my mind is, will the last one out please shut off the lights? I mean, that's all I really got to say about that. It's not surprising to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Oops.
It's
all right. Like, it was very short-lived, and it was fun. It was real, but I don't know. Was it real fun?
Do you think that show can or will recover from some of the losses that they've experienced this year? And it was an unfortunate just series of circumstances that were out of their control. Like, it was very difficult for them to do it. I know that the program was structured because so one guy could essentially produce it, and he did a lot of things, and the pandemic happened. Do you think that things would be different with your relationship if those two things didn't happen, the pandemic and then what happened in June?
I'd like to think so, but I live by everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? We could have very easily done no crowd wrestling. We could have kept doing Carneyland. Shoot, if they would have asked me, I would have helped the whole team create content weekly. That's what I do. So it's hard to say if the relationship would have been different. I'd be honest with you. I wish the relationship could be different. It's just because at the end of the day, when you mix business with pleasure, that's usually why a lot of people have a little bit of a falling out. And there's no disrespect to anyone at the NWA. Things went down the way they did, and we have to make do. Will they come back in 2021? Possibly. And I wish them the absolute best in all of their future endeavors.
So if there was ever an effort made, either by you or Nick Aldis, to like mend the fences, would you ever be open to that?
Sure, we can do it live on Twitch.
God damn it. Jesus Christ.
He's more than welcome to come and be a guest at twitch.tv/Zicky Dice anytime. We can do a front page stream, or I can help you out there. That's really all I got.
Definitely not helping me out, Zicky. That's for sure. So we're going to go into a segment that I've really liked doing recently. It is me getting positive news out there, because I know some people will be like, oh, my gosh, Sean, you just had Zicky on to bury this and that. And that's not why. We had this interview scheduled 4 weeks ago, I believe it was.
Yes, we waited a while for this.
Yeah. Shoot softly is the opposite of shoots hard. And I ask you to say nice things about certain people that I mention. We will start with another NWA name, Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa is quite the hustler. And Thunder Rosa pulled me aside as Carneyland was going down. She's like, listen, Zicky, you need a platform. You need either YouTube, or you got to stick to your Twitter. You got to do this Instagram. And I guess essentially because of her, she kind of got like this whole Twitch thing started in a way. So shout out to Thunder Rosa for taking the time to motivate me to produce my own content a little bit more. And she's a hard worker, and I admire that very much.
Constantly say that I think that she's going to be one of the most powerful women in wrestling because she's so ambitious. She's training wrestlers, she's producing shows, she's booking shows, does MMA and pro wrestling.
Yep,
that's pretty awesome.
She's killing it.
A guy that you mentioned earlier didn't know if it would be right to bring up his name, but Royce Isaacs.
Royce Isaacs, we've grown closer over the years. I've known him before NWA, and Royce has got a killer revenge body going on right now. Royce is ready for what's next. You haven't seen yet, but when he takes that shirt off, ooh, that tan, Royce is looking good. And I expect, he's tagging with his old tag partner, Jarrell, and I expect to see big things from Royce and that tag team in 2021.
A guy who is no longer a free agent. You worked with him last year, Danhausen.
Danhausen, dude. I use Danhausen as a reference to my buddies at times when, I knew when he was just Donovan Danhausen, and he did this whole makeover, and Danhausen is like, got shirts and Hot Topic. He's taking over. He's like the new age Beetlejuice, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Let that be a lesson in marketing 101 and rebranding, baby. Danhausen's the poster child for that.
Effie, a guy that you've worked with quite a bit.
We're known together as Two in the Pink. I love my brother Effie. Effie, we met. He was like, "Oh, I'm trained to be a wrestler." I met him on tour with the band. I was like, "Oh, me too." And here we are. 5 years later, handling top at the indie game right now. And Effie's been taking over Twitch, and you can expect to see a lot from Zicky and Effie in the coming months.
A guy that I don't know if a lot of people know that you worked with, he's now known as Mansoor. He used to be known as Manny Favorino.
Yes. I wrestled Manny Favorino at Best of the West Wrestling. I think I went to spit fire in his face, and he blocked it with a cookie tin. I was very proud to see him in WWE and making some big waves right off the bat, right? It's pretty cool stuff to see it, and let that be a lesson to you that anything can happen at any given moment.
How about your boy Ricky Starks?
Ricky won't tell you this, but it's one of my best dudes right there. I talk to Ricky daily, and I mentioned before, I am, if the NWA gave me one thing, it's amazing friendships with AK, Marty Bell, and Ricky Starks. We spent a lot of time on the House Party app over quarantine, hanging out daily, and Ricky's a megastar, dude. And I knew that off the bat. And I was thinking the other day, someone had posted a picture of where the Crockett Cup was supposed to be. And fun fact, myself and Ricky were supposed to win that battle royal to tag together at the Crockett Cup. Yeah. Lost you.
Yeah, my mic had it muted. I was trying to be courteous. That way they didn't hear me go, wow, oh, like stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what would have happened from that. But yeah, we were both supposed to win the battle royal, or the last two standing. We're supposed to tag at the Crockett Cup, and that was supposed to be myself and Ricky Starks.
You mentioned AK. How about AK?
AK is the best. I was lucky enough to hang out with her this weekend. She came through, and you know what? That's one person whose bad side I don't want to be on.
Yeah.
So, AK, she's a beast, and I'll tell you this. She is also going to be a big, powerful woman in professional wrestling. There's no doubt about it. Just watching her perform the other night, just her antics and the way she handles the microphone, and she's damn good.
Oh,
and her new blue gear looks sick too. Yes. Okay.
I mean, her and Thunder Rosa just did some of my favorite stuff. It's wild because both of them have been on TV for years, but they had like such a breakout performance against each other. A lot of people were like, whoa. And we'll close with a couple names that I just want to try to conjure. Nick Aldis and Billy Corgan. Say something nice about him.
I saw the Smashing Pumpkins live right before I signed to NWA, and it was a great performance. They had these big old dolls on the stage, and they turned and they lit up colors, and I loved the Smashing Pumpkins, and so that was great. Very grateful that we had the opportunity to meet and hang out. So thank you, Billy Corgan, for everything. He did call me his blue chip superstar. That's right, baby. Nice. I didn't even know what that meant. Yeah, Roy said to tell me what that meant. I was like, what the hell does that mean? He's like, oh, you're like his baby. So that was cool. Nick Aldis, congratulations on your 900 days of title holding.
He has a fantastic accent too.
Yes.
When I talked to him on the phone recently, I was like, God damn, I wish I had that accent.
And a nice tan too. He's got a nice tan.
It is a fantastic tan. What do you want the people to know about Zicky Dice? They know that you're a free agent as of now. They know you're on the East Coast as of now. They know that you're looking to make waves, hopefully, in All Elite Wrestling. What else do you want people to know about Zicky Dice?
I want them to know that I didn't come here this isn't any type of funeral by any means. I sat quiet, and a lot of this weighed on my chest for months, and I had to sit there and not respond to dirt sheets and not respond to some of these tweets and posts because why? That doesn't matter. So I came here to give my side of the story. Once again, this is only my narrative, and this is what happened to me. Take it as you will, but I plan on using that lily pad once again that was the NWA to launch me to that next stage, and that all begins now. I'm taking over Twitch, hosting a game show, got a weekly front page stream. You can see a lot more from Zicky on Twitch, and you know what? I'll be damned if you don't see outlandish Zicky Dice on one of these big stages in the next few months. That is the absolute goal right now, is to take over. I am a free agent, and I'm ready and willing to bring something different to the table that a lot of people can't bring.
Guys, check him out. You can see his Twitch link right there on the screen, as if you needed my help finding that thing. It's everywhere. Zicky Dice, I want to thank you so much. I did try to reach out to you and other people, and admittedly, you were quiet during that period, so I'm glad we could finally make this happen. Guys, make sure you check out Zicky Dice. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much, Ross Sapp from Fightful.com, and we'll be doing this again here soon.
Hopefully. Until next time, guys, we're out.